Three, two, one, let's talk about commitment. No. The subject tonight is let's play around with commitment. So hi everyone, it's Rhonda Collier. It's Soulful Sunday. I'm so happy you're plugging in tonight. We're going to talk about commitment because, quite frankly, it's a major commitment right now that I showed up here tonight. I'm traveling. I just had an amazing few days with some of my friends. I'm here with some of my family, and a lot is going on today. And had a lot of fun the other night, and it's a commitment to show up. And that's going to be the subject tonight. But before we get into that, if you're first time dialing in with me, I like to come on Sunday nights. I do a Soulful Sunday broadcast. And I just like to talk about life and the things that are working for me, the things that are challenging for me. A little bit about my background. I've helped over 100,000 people have really, truly greater quality of life, better health, better wealth. And I come on Sundays to be with you and just to share the journey, to share some of the tips, to share some of the love, and to share some of the fun. So, commitment, right? I'm just going to make a confession right here, right now. It's not something I would consider myself to be an expert at. Hey, Mom, I see you. Hey, Kara. Yay. I'm definitely not an expert at commitment. So that's the first thing I'm going to say on this subject. We're going to go short time tonight, but we're going to dive into this together because I believe, hey, Gloria, I love you. Good evening. I believe that commitment is it's one of those things that without that, the thing isn't going to happen, okay? So I believe that, and I'm going to share a little story with you about that. But before I do that, tell me a little bit about where you're dialing in from tonight. Can you type it in the comments? What city are you in? And if you're on the rebroadcast, I will be watching this later. Where are you listening in from tonight? I always like to see where everyone's calling in from. I normally share this on my wall, but I'm not going to do that tonight. But if you have a chance, if you could hit share on your wall, that'd be great. We can bring other people into this love fest. So we're going to talk about commitment. And I do Soulful Sunday broadcasts every night at 5 o'clock, right? And this Sunday I am traveling. That's 5 o'clock Pacific. Let me fix this. And that's 8 o'clock Eastern. And this Sunday I am traveling. And it was like, oh gosh, I wasn't feeling it, right? I wasn't feeling up to it. I wasn't feeling like prepared. I'm tired. I've had a lot going on, right? I just wanted to chill out and not do this live. But, let's just say number one, I've said I'm going to be here every Sunday at 5. So if I'm not here every Sunday at 5, what am I telling the world? What am I telling myself, right? Number one, I'm telling the world you can't trust me, right? And there's nothing more important to me than to keep that trust with everyone that I am working with and everyone that we're journeying with, because it's in that trust that we can do things together. It's in that trust that each one of us can take another step together. But the trust must be there, right? So commitment, the live was scheduled for tonight. I'm tired, as you can hear. My voice is trashed. I've been having birthday celebrations with girlfriends for 2 days. I've been traveling. And I knew that if I didn't show up tonight and do this live broadcast, my trust would be broken with each and every one of you, right? And it would be broken within myself, because I said I would be here every Sunday. And it's my desire to show up and just pay back what I've learned and what I'm experiencing and what's going on for me, and to be on the journey with you, because the journey's never perfect. It's never perfect. It's messy. It's complicated. And commitment is a thing that I know that when I brought that thing to that desire or that goal, whatever it was, when I brought commitment, when commitment showed up, when I brought commitment in, when I became committed to the goal. This is a very interesting thing, you guys. And this is what I'm inviting you to play with me this week, and play with me over the next couple weeks, and we can continue this conversation around commitment. So I know each and every one of you on this line has probably committed to something in your life that you absolutely, were committed to, whether it's a marriage or, maybe some of you have committed to getting healthier. Maybe some of you have said you are going to get healthier, but you didn't commit to getting healthier, which means you're not getting the results that you said you wanted, right? And some of us have committed to some things, and then we've said we wanted things and we didn't commit to them. And just think about the different outcomes. If you can think of something you truly committed to, I'll give you an example. About 4 years into building my network marketing business, I had this realization. I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to commit. Like I was playing around a little bit, right, in the business, meaning I was thinking to myself, well, I don't know, maybe it'll work for me, maybe it won't work for me. And I had this epiphany one day in training in my network marketing business. I had this epiphany that the only way it was going to work for me is if I believed it was going to work for me. If I committed to it working for me, right? So commitment and belief, they go hand in hand. But you can have all the commitment in the world. I mean, you can have all the belief in the world. But without commitment, well, just play with it. Let's play around with commitment. If you think about it, and if you start playing around with it, and you start learning about it, you start studying it, and you start finding something that you truly are willing to commit to, no matter what, big something, small something, it doesn't matter, but you find something and you're like, that's it. That's it. I'm 100% committed to this outcome, right? So if you find that thing and you make that commitment, thank you, Mom, you make that commitment, your language is different. Your posture is different. And there's a quote, and I invite you to Google it because I don't have it in front of me tonight. I don't have my computer, but there's a quote, and it goes something like this. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy. You could just type that in Google. You'll get the whole quote. But I want to play around with this with you guys. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy. The chance to draw back. Always ineffective. Always ineffective. Until one is committed, there's hesitancy and the chance to draw back. And the next sentence in the quote is always ineffectiveness. And the end of the quote goes on to say that when one is committed, then, and I believe, and only then, providence moves too. And what does that mean, right? That's what I'm inviting you to play around with. I'm inviting you to Google that quote, until one is committed. Read it. I'm inviting you to start to play around with that quote in your life. How did I play around with it? Well, I had it printed everywhere. I used to have it memorized. Right now, it's not there, but I had most of it. I did have the whole thing memorized, but I had it posted everywhere. It was my mantra. I was like, commitment, 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 right? And I committed 4 years into my business. 4 years into my business, I made that decision. I am doing this. I am doing this. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care who goes faster than me. I don't care how long it takes. I am doing this, period, right? And for me, that was one of the first times I really, truly, truly committed to something. And I knew in that moment, see, in that commitment, it's like if you ever read Think and Grow Rich, which I hope you have, or listened to that book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He says we must burn all bridges behind us, right? So if you're going for a goal, there must be no other outcome that you will even consider. There must be no other outcome that you will even entertain. So in the beginning of my business, I was like, well, let's see, maybe I'll try. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I could, but who knows? Like, I was all over the place, right? In year 4 into my business, because I saw the end results of what people that were doing it were getting. I was very motivated to help people be healthier. I was very motivated to help myself have time and financial freedom, right? And so I made that commitment, and it was in that moment that it was done. It was in that moment that all the magic started to happen. As a matter of fact, in that 4th year, I went from very small amount of business, and I quadrupled my business in my 4th year. And I believe it was from that moment of commitment. So tell me something that you guys have committed to in the past that was successful for you. Just type it in your comments there. Like my mom, I think my mom was definitely committed to having a baby, right? She was committed to that. Like, she's like, I'm going to have a baby. She had me, right? What was something that you were absolutely committed to? I'm committed to, turning my health around. I'm committed to moving to Florida. I'm committed. What was something that you were just absolutely committed to no matter what, and you had a victory in? If you could just type that in the comments, I'll go back and read them. All right? And I invite you to play with this idea around commitment, because as I look at my goals for 2018, and we're going to be setting our goals, we're going to be looking at all of our New Year's resolutions, and we're going to be going forward with our planning, our time and financial freedom planning. And as I'm doing that, as I'm looking at my goals, so I have a goal to, double my business. I have a goal to, go on these trips. I have a goal to do this with my health. I have a goal to do this with my family. As I look at my goals, I am asking myself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you, Rhonda, to that goal? Right? Because it's in the commitment, 9 and 10, pretty much a 10. It's in the commitment that it happens. And I'm going to close with this because it's a short live, and I'm so happy you guys are on. And just begin to play around in your own world and in your own mind and in your own reality and in your own journey with commitment. What do you want to commit to? Truly, 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 truly want to commit to for 2018? Or maybe for next week. That's up to you. What do you truly, truly want to commit to? You don't have to post it in the post, but I invite you to play around with it. And I invite you to see and play with setting a goal that you're absolutely committed to, no matter what. Right? Because when you find that level of commitment, every answer that you are praying for is going to show up. Every person that you need to meet is going to arrive. Every circumstance magically is going to begin to unfold. It is absolutely in your level of commitment to the outcome, right? So committing to it. So it's interesting. I'm going to be setting my goals for 2018. I'll be doing my next Tuesday night. I'll be doing my class this Tuesday night. We're going to be doing the last class on getting out of overwhelm. And that has a lot to do with your schedule, has a lot to do with your values, it has a lot to do with my commitments. And I just want to thank each and every one of you, because having you guys show up to these lives with me is holding me accountable to this. And as I show up and teach these lives and go on this journey with you, I'm getting better, I'm getting stronger, and I hope that you are too. I really do. And I know you can. And so we'll dive back into commitment. Here's the kind of the challenge for this week. Go ahead and Google that quote, "Until one is committed." Think of things in your past that you've been absolutely committed to, that you have created, right? And how that commitment was the reason that it happened ultimately, right? Because until one is committed, there is hesitancy. There is the chance to draw back. Always, always ineffectiveness. It's funny if you think about it, really. Setting all these goals and all these intentions and all these ideas, they're beautiful. And I'm going to continue to do them. But I'm going to continue to get clear on what I'm really committed on. What am I really committed to achieving? What am I really committed to doing? And the last thing I want to say about commitment, as we're playing around with commitment, which is kind of a spin on words, because you're either committed or you're not, right? You don't play around with it. But as I close with this, one thing I wanted to think about is, oh my gosh, I just forgot. Hold on. I have it here. Okay, no, I don't know. It takes a 10. It takes a 10. I don't know what I was going to say. It's fine. It takes a 10, and it takes becoming conscious of what I am committed to, right? And not just saying I'm going to do something, but saying I'm absolutely going to do it. I'm 100% committing to it. And you know what is one way to really commit to it? You can put it out there on social media, and you can say it to the world, and that's called accountability, right? And accountability is going to increase your results tenfold, 100-fold. I don't know. When you commit to something and then you put it out there in the world, you're being accountable, right? So play with that. Play around with what are you committed to? What are you not committed to? Maybe start just crossing stuff off your list that you just are not committed to right now. Maybe you want it really badly, but you're not ready to commit to it. Cross it off the list. It's not time. It's not time. Thank you so much for being on, Gloria. I love it. But what are you committed to? What do you want to create? What is next for you in 2018? So happy full moon to you guys. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for being on. And I'll be back here next Sunday night. We'll probably be diving into commitment even further. Just sharing more stories with you and more examples of how commitment is working in my life and how I fear commitment a lot, right? Definitely fear that for sure. So I love you guys and thank you for being on, and we will be back here next Sunday night. Share the live if you want. Put some comments in the comment section. Tell me all about your levels of commitment. Tell me what you think about it. Maybe you've never thought about it. Maybe print out the quote. Maybe just start contemplating commitment because you deserve all of your dreams. I love you. Have a great night. Bye for now.